Ladies and gentlemen, procurement. We now start the procurement section, but before I intend to make the speakers available for you, the panelists, I'll put in a few words for procurement so that it's aptly clear to all the law students here and also to the people who do not know much about procurement in general and how public procurement is very important for not just the industry but for India as a whole, because a lot of government departments spend about half of their income in procuring goods. A lot of education and health services for health and education are procured from private parties. So let me just put in a paragraph which is very aptly written, and which says, procurement of goods, services, and technologies is an indispensable part of the government operations for smooth functioning of an economy. The nature and intensity of procurement, however, varies in accordance with the type of economy and as per the stage of development of a country. Owing to the quantum of procurement undertaken by a government, countries are required to ensure that the procurement undertaken by them is cost effective. However, welfare states like India have an additional fiduciary duty to promote local producers and balance development objectives, apart from focusing on ensuring that procurement is pragmatic. Uh, Please put your hands together to introduce Mr. O.P. Korwal, Mr. Ashok Sharma, and Mr. M.M. Sharma on the panel. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends. This is a session on procurement policy. Procurement by government is a very important economic activity because of its financial size. Indian government procurement market size is estimated to be more than $300 billion, and it is about 25 to 30% of India's GDP. Not only India, in other countries also, government procurement forms a very important part of economic activity, but their size is little less, maybe 10 to 15%. So the prime objective of public procurement is to get the right products or service at the right price and quality at the right time. Indian government obviously follows the best value for money policy, and they always try to procure the goods at the lowest price. In addition to this, they have certain provisions for price and purchase preference for public sector undertakings as well as for small sector units and such other things. To apprise you of the various aspects of government public procurement, we have Mr. Korwal and Mr. M.M. Sharma with us, two very distinguished panelists. Mr. Korwal has been with NTPC, so I'll request Mr. Korwal to start his presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sharma. Good afternoon, all the participants. First of all, I'm very thankful, and it's my pleasure to be with you. And I'm thankful to the association for inviting me. Like Mr. Sharma has very rightly said, the basic aim and objective of the procurement is to have the material at the right time and right quantity. I think the procurement bill is based on this philosophy. They have covered up everything of the basic of the procurement, that to have the material of right quality in right quantity of right specifications, of right price at the right time. So technical specification, time period, cost, delivery period, quality, all the aspects have been fulfilled in the procurement bill. But still, I feel, this is my personal opinion, that the procurement bill, that's procurement bill 2012, that has been tabled in May 2012, that all the procurement that is valuing more than 50 lakhs of rupees have the same sort of a system and procedures. But we in India having varied type of procurement, the procurement by the states, procurement by the autonomous body, procurement for the education, health, procurement by the public sector undertakings. And all the yardsticks have been maintained at the same for all the procurement. I will address some of the issues. It's not possible that I can cover up the total procurement bill. But what I feel that since I am representing scope, I am also basically from the public sector, so I will address some of the issues which I feel that needs to be taken, as well as I think how much time it's going to take for the bill, because there's a lot of reservation by various sectors, as well as suggestions have been made to look into it before getting it passed. So first of all, the bill is, if I think you might have read, to regulate public procurement with the objective of ensuring transparency, accountability, and probity in the procurement process, fair and equitable treatment of bidders, promoting competition, enhancing efficiency and economic, maintaining integrity and public governance. There's nothing new in it. What all our policies are there, those are based on this only. We are having number of circulars, number of guidelines from Central Vigilance Commissions. We have got CPSCs. CPSCs basically, or other autonomous bodies, are making procurement involving financial institution. Most of our procurement, use procurement, is based on the projects financed by the World Bank, financed by ADB, financed by Japanese bank, financed being by OPEC and other financial institutions. Are we going to follow the same standards or same system and procedures? Because all these financial institutions laid down their own system and procedure, even for the pre-qualification, even for evaluation, even for the awards. So what is going to happen to this when there's a financial involvement of the financial institution is there? Guidelines from Central Vigilance Commissions. We have got number of guidelines from the CVC. Whether these guidelines are still to be followed or it will get abolished. Then there's a DP Guidelines on Integrity Pact. I feel that already there's a lot of this thing, check and balances are there. And for public sector, there's a works and procurement policy. They are having their own works and procurement policies. There's a delegations of powers. Here, only one thing has been decided in the bill, that is the approval by a competent authority. That's true with everybody, but who will be the competent authority after 50 lakhs of rupees, whether it's 1 crores or 2,000 crores? That needs to be clarified in the bill. Then proven records, as far as the central public sector undertakings are there, there's a proven records. We have found that the procurements are generally fair and very, very economical, and projects are coming in time too. I have just shared with the word negotiation. They say that no price negotiation shall be held except under special circumstances. But even the the CVC guidelines says that after L1, if L1 is not able to evaluate it lowest bid, even if that is not able to meet your requirement and they are declining, then you can go for negotiation with L2 or L3, which is not available here. In two-stage bidding, there's a very this thing that generally what happens, we are also following presently the bidding is in process and it is being followed by a lot of organizations. What they have defined under section 2E and 2F, that the bidding, after two-part bidding, if you have already evaluated technical bids, you have finalized or frozen the terms and conditions, then you are again going to ask the complete bid. What for? Because it is going to, again you have to check. Once you have finalized the technical bid, that's the terms and conditions have been finalized, I feel that there should be a price bid so that there is no duplication of the work. Otherwise, the same process has to be done for evaluating the technical bid and the terms and conditions. This will also, under section 2F, there's also a provision for withdrawal. After the evaluations, technical evaluation, if you are permitting withdrawal of the successful bidders, it will calls for, it's very difficult to avoid cartelizations or collusive bidding. Section 23 says submission of bid, no late bid shall be accepted. However, we feel in case of the single source bidding, there should be a provision, because otherwise you have to restart the whole activities. Transparency mechanism. There is as per the Article 38 3.e, details of successful bids, their prices and bidders details, total details they have asked now, including the unsuccessful bidders as well as the successful bidders. All part of the bidding documents and the bids, you have to put it on the national portal. However, even if you will see under the RTI Act, section 8(1)(d), under commercial confidence, it is exempted. But now it appears to be a conflict. That's one way under the RTI Act, you are exempting it, that under commercial confidence, third party, or the documents you are keeping under the fiduciary relationship. Whereas in the procurement bill, you are indicating that all the documents have to be put it on the national portal, as well as what you will see that the load of the bids for the big packages or big projects, how much will be the load on the portal. Grievance redressal. It's a very important to see. They have not defined. In all the cases, you to have a committee comprising members, 3 members, 2 from the executing group, and 1, the chairpersons opt to be a judge, retired judge of the High Court. The thing is that in case, generally what happens, the settlement of disputes is through arbitration or other modes if conciliation and arbitrations has not been successful. But I feel that this particular system, without defining it, says that after the 50 lakhs of rupees of the procurement or any contract which is having more than 50 lakhs of rupees, you need to have a committee. And this committee is going to take its own time. This is going to add to the delays in the procurement of the policy, and there may be a possibility lot of delays. And you always have that we have got a very proven system, that's a settlement of disputes in the bidding documents, and that is true. And more or less in all the bidding documents, whether it's a World Bank, it's a ADB, it's a Japanese bank, and it is successful all over the world. And now we have this independent external monitors. That's the values of the contract which are having more than 5 crores of rupees. There's ought to be a committee or a members that has to be reviewed by this thing. I think this existing policy can continue. One more thing that's we find one precautions has been taken, and I think that will avoid unnecessary or vexatious complaints. That in case it is found that it's a vexatious complaint, there's going to be a fine of 5% of the total contract price. I think that's a right approach. I have got one case study. I'll just show you that what is the importance of the competent authority, what they have mentioned. It's a case study like this thing. One, Mr. Lahurka was there. There was a contract by him on one of the public authority. and the contract was placed. There was a case of overrun charges, and he made a claim for the overrun charges to the tune of rupees 37 lakhs. His proposal, why I'm sharing, because you are mostly from the private sector and you might have across some of the cases like this thing, that he asked, he raised the claim was processed, overrun charges claim was processed by the department, by the concerned higher authorities in the hierarchies. It was the approving authorities was the general manager of the project, and it was concurring authority. Generally, all the contracts have financial concurrence. The DGM Finance was the concurring authority. It was also concurred by the DGM Finance, but the GM of the project has not signed that paper. So he wanted a copy of that, and the copy was not traceable. So he approached the this thing system of RTI Act. He got that copy. He got a certified copy of that, and based on that, he approached to the court of law. He said that since this particular case has been cleared, that it in the eyes of all the people, it has already been cleared. So it means that with some vested interest, GM has not cleared it, this thing. So he approached that he should be given the compensation as per his claim. Because in between there was arbitration was also there. So after arbitration, another 5 lakhs were given. So about 32 lakhs was the claim. So what I want to share that the company, the organization, also provided the copy of that paper that's a duly signed by all the persons in the hierarchy, and they approached to the court. Court rejected, and they say it is not approval. It is not a approval note based on that, and it is not it is just a paper because it does not have the signatures of the GM. So until or unless, though all the people in the hierarchy have cleared it, but until or unless it is tenable in the eyes of the competent authority, it is mere a paper, it is not an approval. So I want to share, and the same thing has been mentioned in the Act, that until or unless any project or proposal is or the tender is approved by the competent authority, it